psychologist aiming to make your life just a bit more manageable. Remember, the tools and the tidbits that you pick up on this channel are purely educational. They can't replace therapy, but with some practice, they can help you along in your daily life. So let's get started. Today, we will be talking about how to enjoy food. What? Yeah. That's what we're going to be talking about, because you don't enjoy your food. Maybe there's some times where you go to a beautiful restaurant and you have all the time in the world and you're not seeing a show after that. Maybe you enjoy your food. But I'm telling you, most of you, me included, we don't enjoy our food. And it can be such a place of pleasure. And it is not, oftentimes. I'll tell you why. One of two reasons. One, we either, tell me if this sounds familiar, we either gobble it down in 2 seconds during our lunchtime, whether it's at work or at school or between things, and we just shove the food into our mouth and try to just get it down into our stomachs as fast as possible. There is no taste that we're experiencing. There is no presence for all the textures and sensations. No, we're just trying to gobble it down, right? Or we can sometimes be watching TV while we eat food, on our phones while we eat food. We are not really there enjoying our food, thinking about all the tastes and sensations and really getting pleasure out of it. We're just doing a thing. Yeah, maybe it tastes good, but not really enjoying it, right? Or the other camp is people who struggle with food, which is a lot of people. Go check out my other video. I have another video about how food and body image is sometimes very problematic for a lot of people. So for some people, food gives them a lot of anxiety, and there's associations that make them feel very, very uncomfortable. So one of those two things, either anxiety or we're just shoving it down so fast that we can't even taste anything or enjoy anything. So I'm going to do an exercise with you today that's going to feel a little bit silly, but the exercise is mindfully eating. Mindfully. We've talked about mindfulness before. I have videos about mindfulness before. It means to really be in the present moment for whatever experience you're having. Really, really be there with all your senses, with your full body, without judgment. Again, sounds so simple. It's not. Most of us don't know how to be present for most of the experiences we have. We're always thinking of what we're doing next, or what has happened before, or just going off into our mind. So mindful eating will be the solution for people who have anxiety about food and are thinking, how is this going to affect my body? How am I going to work this off? That's not really being there. That's not being present. Moving ahead and running away from yourself is why we get anxiety. So it will help curb that, and it will help just the rest of the people who don't have necessarily a problem with food actually enjoy it and get pleasure out of it and be present for the meals that they're having, rather than just shoving the food down and just saying, okay, check, I had dinner, check, I had lunch. So if you're in one of these two camps, this video is for you. We will do a mindful eating exercise together. What I need from you is I need you to pause this video, run to the kitchen, and get a piece of food. I prefer to do this exercise with people with dried fruit, usually raisins. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is cheating because this isn't raisins, that's craisins. But that's what I have today. I was thinking either that or like a dried apricot. But pick something small, like a dried fruit. If not, fruit is okay, an apple or an orange or something like that. And if you don't have that, whatever you have in your fridge will suffice. But I want to let you know we will be holding it with our hands. So whatever kind of can be held. So I guess spaghetti would be a tough one, or like a meatball. Can you tell I'm hungry? I'm talking about food a lot. But anyway, so go pause this video, go run, and I'll wait. Okay, are you back? All right, let's grab the piece of food that you are going to be working with. So I decided on this craisin, the apricot I'll eat later. later. So what we're going to do is we're going to mindfully eat, and we know mindfulness is connected to being there with all of our senses. So we are going to experience this food with all of our senses. This exercise might seem silly when you're doing it, but I want you to zoom out and just understand the gist of what we're doing and how it can help all of those taste buds get enacted, how it can help you actually experience your food and enjoy it. So we're going to let's start with sight. I want you to look at whatever food it is that you're holding, and I want you to really look at it. So I'm going to do this exercise, and I'm going to say, I see that the craisin is this dark red color, really dark red, really dark burgundy. It has a lot of wrinkles and ridges. And when I flip it on its other side, it's kind of indented more. So maybe somebody took a chomp out of it. I don't know. But I guess I'm holding half of a craisin, and that's how it came in the bag. And the inside of it looks really like wet and squishy. And the outside looks very shiny. That's sight. What do you see in the food that you're holding? Let's really experience the food with sight. Now again, how does this apply? When we're sitting at dinner and we're at a restaurant, whether it's in public or at home, just look at your food. Let's say you're having omelet, an avocado, and a piece of bread. Just give it 4 seconds to just take in how green the avocado is, what texture it looks like, the different colors in your omelet. There's white, there's yellow, the ridges of it, how your bread looks. Is it toasted? Is it not? Just take a look for a second, just like we did here with the food that we're holding. What should we do next? Let's go smell, okay? Go ahead and smell your food. Wow. Okay, mine smells, it does smell like a cranberry to me. It smells like it would taste sour, if that makes sense. It has a really strong smell, actually, which I was really, really surprised by. So take a second to take and smell your food and just describe that smell to yourself. Now, when you're in public, is it normal to smell your food? Yes, go for it. Things smell great. Smell is part of the experience of taste. Like, look, I smelled it and I'm salivating right now. My mouth's like, yeah, let's go. This smells delicious. So it's not weird or anything to just take a second and observe what you see. Then take a minute and think about what you smell. Give it a smell, whether you're at home or in public. Okay? Part of the experience. Now, let's move on to touch. I told you we're going to have to hold it. Just manipulate it in your fingers a little bit. Like, mine's very squishy, but also it's very sticky. Yeah, that's really funny. I mean, I feel like this is Play-Doh. It's very squishy, it's very sticky, and also I do feel the ridges of it as I'm touching it. What do you feel? Okay, let's pause right here. This part, don't do this in public. Don't even really do this at home as much. This is just an exercise for us to understand what it means to engage our senses when we're eating. But this one is just for this exercise. Do not go touching and grabbing your food and squishing it and things like that. This one's just for this exercise, right? We did sight, we did smell, we did touch. So now it's time for, this one's gonna be weird. It's time for sound. Do it. Put it up to your ear. Let's listen. Okay, I can describe exactly what mine sounds like. Mine sounds like Pop Rocks. Guys, remember the exploding candy on your tongue? Pop Rocks. That's exactly what this sounds like when I squish mine. What does yours sound when you squish it? Okay, this one, don't do this one either. Do not put your food up to your ear when you're in public. Again, this is just for this exercise to understand how do we engage all of our senses rather than just like blah, blah, gobble it down, right? This one, don't do. Touch, don't do. But if you do want to, if you're in the camp of someone that has a lot of anxiety about food and problems, you can continue to work with this exercise as you get more comfortable with food, and you would include touch and you would include sound. But when you're eating meals, when you're out in public especially, don't do these two. Finally, the best part. Okay, I want you to, I'm going to ask you, we're going to talk about taste, but put it on your tongue. Do not bite down. Not yet, okay? Not yet. Put it on your tongue. And I want you to, I just moved it to the side, I'm not chewing it. I want you to leave it on your tongue, move it around your tongue and your palate, and I want you to describe yourself like you're in some sort of cooking show. What notes you're getting, right? What are you tasting? That's all I'm asking you. What are you tasting? Mine taste, honestly, primarily sour. I'm getting a lot of sour. It does have a really that strong cranberry taste. The texture is interesting, right? We did touch with our fingers, but think about the texture on your tongue as well. Mine feels like it has ridges. It's very interesting. It feels wrinkly, and it feels like it has ridges, and it has that sour taste. So what is the texture? What is the taste? Just keep it on your tongue for a few more seconds. And go ahead and bite down. Flavorful, right? I feel like it's like Gushers, even though it's just a boring old craisin. We can go back through the senses. The taste is really intense to me. I hope the taste is intense to you guys also. I feel all of the texture. And when I first bit down, because there was so much anticipation and I'm so present with this craisin, the taste was very intense and the experience was very enjoyable. It was like a blast. So I hope you guys had a very similar experience and you're just doing it on video with me. Give time for yourself. Say, okay, I'm separating these 5 minutes and I'm going to do the exercise that Dr. A taught me in my kitchen. And I'm just going to go through it as I get more comfortable with food. I'm just going to not let my mind run away from me. Just be really present with this one pretzel stick or whatever it is, right? And for people who do find, you know what, I do kind of gobble down my lunch, I'm going to teach myself to do this exercise so I can be really present the next time I have 40 minutes for lunch. Because it's not a time thing. It's how you experience the food. And we're going to try to do that mindfully through our senses. So I know this was a really odd exercise, but I promise you that it teaches you how to engage all your senses and how to fully enjoy your food. I post videos every Tuesday and Friday, and next time we're gonna do another video for parents and caretakers of kids. We haven't done one in a really long time. I'm gonna teach you a really easy way to give an effective timeout. When you want them to just take a break or go to their room, what is an effective way to do that rather than having no structure to it? One that might actually be helpful to them and one that they might listen to a little bit more. I'll give you a name and how you can use it. Come back and check it out. Until then, you got this. Go enjoy your food. Go practice with this exercise and see you next time.